try it that way. If not, we'll flip it. Oh, it's telling us to rotate the phone.
Are you starting it?
What did it say?
Is it on? No.
I think it's wrong.
Is it sideways on the thing? I haven't looked at this yet. Tell us if it's sideways.
Okay. Go.
They're all just kind of sleeping.
Oh, little monkeys. Matthew, does this have a speaker on it too, like for talking on the phone? Yeah. Okay. Matthew just brought me headphones.
Nice.
Like, oh, look at that.
Is it on?
It's live.
It says it's live, but I'm not sure it's showing.
Dad's watching.
Oh. Sideways, you said. Okay. Oh. I guess we're gonna have to do it this way.
That's okay. Hello, everyone. You are live with the Hollywood Dog Litter. These guys are now, are they a week old today?
Yeah, week old today.
A week old today. So we've been flipping back and forth between our helicopter litter in Calgary and the Hollywood Dogs litter here in the Lower Mainland. And we've got Tracy and Greg and family with Miss Quince. So we'll just let everybody kind of get signed in and watching. My feed seems to have frozen here. So. They're awfully snoozy. I can't believe how big they are. They grow fast at this age.
Overnight.
So, Tracy, do you mind telling me what you're working on with the puppies right now, and what their kind of daily routine looks like?
Yeah, so we wake up in the morning, and usually we like to weigh everybody first thing in the morning and make sure that everybody's gaining weight. And then we kind of just let Quince feed them and sort of just kind of, well, they basically eat, sleep, and go to the washroom. So that's basically what we've been doing recently. So we take their weight, they sleep for the day, we clean up their pen, clean up their area. Quince is still a little bit messy, so we kind of just make sure that she gets all cleaned up and is happy. And a lot of it is just taking care of Quince right now. We've just been making sure we take her temperature and checking that all her glands and everything are all good. And then we have started E&S on them, and you can probably expand on what E&S is, Tara, but that's where we do like maybe it takes about 2 minutes per puppy, and we kind of tickle their feet and move them in different directions. They did all have a little bit of a tummy ache, so we didn't do it yesterday just so they wouldn't get added stress on them, but then we'll kind of start that up again.
Yeah. So these guys at this age are very, very vulnerable. They have very little in the way of immunity. So what everybody is doing right now because of this pandemic, we do with our puppies for the first little while until they can build their immune system. So we practice a lot of social distancing with them. So we don't have a lot of visitors, etc., in to see them until much later on. And the people that are in contact with them, so Tracy and family, change their clothes. So we talk about puppy pajama casual, because most of our breeder caretakers, when they come in from the outside world, switch into their puppy pajamas, which are, clothing that has not left the house, in order to protect these little immune systems. But it is not uncommon for them to get a little bug or that kind of thing, although it's always scary for us as breeder caretakers. So we're just keeping the stress level on them low so that they can nurse and get strong and get lots of rest and all that good stuff. So the E&S that Tracy referred to is early neurological stimulation that I'm probably going to get this wrong, but it was developed, I believe, by the U.S. military for their working dogs to increase resilience and just help them get used to change. So a lot of what we do with them as part of ENS is just changing their position, changing. So we'll put them on like a cold surface. And then, back with warm mama, we'll tickle their toes, etc. Just getting them used to different sensations and feelings, the feeling of being kind of manipulated. Now, all that being said, we handle them very little at this age. We really want them to bond with mama and nurse and just grow and be strong. We don't want to kind of handle them too much at this stage of development. So Tracy, Laura's asking if she can get a close-up of, she says, their little veins, their paws, which are adorable. I can see somebody's toes there just tucking up behind Green Winn-Dixie. Winn-Dixie's head there. I see a couple little toes. Can you zoom in? And then we'll introduce the puppies to you as well. For those of you that's your first time following, welcome. This is our Hollywood Dogs litter. And look at those little pinners. Oh my gosh, they're so cute. So we have, let's see if I can do this, Tracy. We have 4 boys. Yep. They are Benji, Scooby.
So Benji's right there in the red, hiding behind Mom's bum.
Benji is red. Yeah. And Scooby has the red color or black color?
Blue, dark blue.
Oh, blue. So that's Scooby. And I have just blanked, Tracy. Who are the other 2 boys?
Odie and Marley is beside him in the orange collar. So Odie is black collar.
Oh, look at that little white star on his forehead. There we go. Odie and Marley. So those are our 4 boys. And then our girls, so in green right there, we have Winn-Dixie. And Lassie, I believe, Lassie's purple. And then Nana is in the yellow. Lassie looks like she's going in for a snack. Oh, camera's a little bit cutting in and out. So hopefully it's okay for you guys on your end. But that's Nana in the yellow. And then who else? Who did I miss, Tracy? Oh, and Chloe in the turquoise. Look at that little lady snuggling with Mama's paw. So at this age, their eyes are still closed and their ears are also still closed. So we should start to see them open over the course of the next week or so. If anybody has any questions, please feel free to post them in the comments and we will try and answer them for you. And also feel free to share the stream or invite others to watch or follow. We're going to be live streaming each day at 1 p.m. Pacific with alternating back and forth between Quince's litter here and the helicopter litter, which are 4 weeks old. So they're about halfway through their brood caretaking. So, but at this stage, they're just taking it easy. There's a lot of laundry and, but most of the work is taking care of Mom. We monitor our mums really carefully at this stage to make sure that they are healthy, they're not running a temperature, anything like that, so that we know that they're in good health. So often those things, mums sleep a lot at this stage. It's a lot of work producing milk for all these puppies. So we kind of monitor their vitals as well. And welcome everybody that is dialed in here. If you've just signed on, it looks like we've just had a bunch of new people join into the stream. These are Hollywood Dogs litter, and they are 1 week old today. And Tracy, they look like they've about doubled in size. Yes,
I think pretty much all of them have doubled, or if not, they're very close to. Probably nice. Tonight we'll probably see that they'll hit that mark. So they're all doing really well that way.
And Jessica's asking if is Quiz panting just because the box is warm? Yes. So we do keep the area where the puppies are quite warm. Puppies getting cold is not good for them at all. So that can pose a major threat to them. So we keep it fairly toasty. And there is actually a heating pad as well in one corner of the box so that the puppies can move on and off of it, or Quince can move on and off of it. And but it does keep Mom rather toasty, as does cuddling with these 8 little beans. So
Yeah, she likes to take a break every once in a while, and she comes outside the door here and lays on the hardwood, and she quite enjoys that.
Good girl, Quince. Yeah, and so the moms at this stage spend most of their time in the box with puppies. They go outside, obviously, to toilet and obviously get their meals, etc. But for the most part, they're just hanging out with puppies and keeping them clean. So at this stage, these puppies can't toilet on their own. So mom stimulates them by licking them to help them kind of clear their bladders, etc. And so that is a big part of Mom's job right now, is just kind of keeping, these guys are consuming a tremendous amount of food. Doubling their body weight in a week takes a lot of calories and a lot of food through them. So Mama Quince is doing great.
And I think one milestone we actually just noticed today is many of them are standing up on all 4 feet for a little bit. So
oh my goodness.
they're starting to
well, that's
get up on
early
all 4s
and awesome. That's very cool. Yeah, so they do start to kind of get their feet under them. They look like little weeble wobble drunk sailors. But somebody's on the move there over towards the corner. I don't know who that is, but a lot of the moving and crawling around that they do in these early days, like even when they're sleeping, you'll notice their bodies are always in motion, little twitches, and their feet move and etc. It's very uncommon for these guys to be lying perfectly still, and a lot of that is just their bodies going through kind of that early muscle development, etc. So I can't see the color of the color. Oh, is that Nana?
One is Marley.
Oh, that's Marley.
Right there, yeah.
Marley is very light. It's interesting how there's the different range of colors in the same litter. Some of them are quite dark, and some of them quite a bit lighter. Okay, we're going to be. So
Quince just got up to clean somebody there.
Quinn says somebody needs a bath. Dana's just asking, do you allow the mom to free feed when it's feeding time, or do you set the amount she eats? It really depends on the breeding dog. A lot of our girls do free feed just to maintain their body weight as they're nursing, etc. And some of them, some of our labs, I know, when they get free fed, they wind up packing on pounds really quickly. So we just kind of monitor the mom and see how she's doing, that she's maintaining kind of good body weight, but not obviously losing anything. We don't want moms to get super skinny or anything like that, particularly when they're producing milk, and it takes a lot to produce milk for all these puppies. So Quince is just checking in on everybody here. So they're definitely starting to motor around here. So you notice these towels, there's the damp spot, etc. These towels get rotated out fairly regularly throughout the day. As I mentioned, the puppies don't really have any control over their bladders or anything like that right now. So mom is cleaning them, etc. Over the next couple of weeks, they'll start to kind of being able to kind of get that muscle control to avoid their own bladders, etc. And so that's where you get these like little tiny damp spots. And so we just keep rotating these towels out, hence all the laundry I was talking about. The whelping box actually that they're using is one that was donated by one of our amazing volunteers, Susan, that had our breeding dog Khaleesi, that she purchased, and it is really, really lovely. It's made out of like a PVC type material, so very easy to keep clean, and it's modular, so it comes apart really easily and stores nicely. So yeah, it is beautiful.
And Quince, being a golden with her long back end hair, she actually gets a wash in her back end quite often. So that's her tail's a little bit wet this afternoon from that.
Yeah. Dragging her wet tail across all the towels. The golden retriever is definitely having the more coat. Most moms experience a fair amount of discharge in the week after birth, just as their body kind of goes back to normal after having carried all these pups. So, we will pop them in the shower and just give them a rinse, etc., to kind of keep everything clean for both mom and the pups and keep those tail feathers clean. But then it also means that they're damp. So we're going to log off in about a minute here. So if you have any last minute burning questions, please feel free to post them in the comments now. Otherwise, we will see you tomorrow where we're going to be tuning in with the helicopter litter in Calgary. They're going to be eating from their individual bowls for the first time. And so Robin is going to share what that looks like and what that training kind of process looks like as we start to introduce obstacles and things for our puppies to find their food. So we start building problem-solving skills in our puppies. So if you want to see what that looks like, you can tune in with us tomorrow at 1 o'clock Pacific, which I believe is 2 o'clock in Calgary. So, and you are very welcome, Liz. It's a pleasure for me as well to get to see these puppies, every other day, but see puppies every day. And we plan to continue this daily through the coming weeks. And we haven't done this before where we followed a litter kind of through their development kind of on a daily basis. We've done it informally in the past when I've had litters on the ground. But feel free to post questions in the comments of this stream. I will check them before our call tomorrow. And if anybody has any questions that didn't get answered today, I'm happy to answer them on tomorrow's Puppy Podcast. So thank you all so much for joining in. And huge thanks to Tracy and Greg for taking time out of your day to share your babies with us.
Our pleasure.
And anybody who just signed in, you'll be able to, we're going to post this to the Facebook wall, so you'll be able to go and watch the recording. Thanks so much, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow.